Well, Cork City Hall on the first day of October, and we're getting ready now for the Cork 20 International Rally, which will be starting in a few moments. This year we have a change because it is the Uniroyal Cork 20 International Rally, because Smith's Wholesale, who are the distributors of Uniroyal tyres in Ireland, are coming along at the last minute to sponsor the rally, and they're making a very good show of it indeed. And indeed, the Munster Motorcycle and Car Club are putting up a very good show too, because there is an outstanding entry, and this should be the closest and most interesting Cork 20 International Rally we've had for some years. Seated at number 1 with his Vauxhall Chevette is last year's winner, Demi Fitzgerald. Now, the Cork man is going to have a lot of things going on behind him, because at number 2 is Bertie Fisher, going for Irish Tarmac Championship points in the absolutely magnificent Sydney Meek prepared Opel Manta. Seated at number 3 then is Austin McHale. Austin, of course, fresh from his win a couple of weeks ago in Wexford, and he also won the Sligo Rally earlier this year, and he'll be going for an international win, and he'll be trying very hard. Remember that last year he went out while in the lead, giving the rally to Fitzgerald. Brendan Fagan then we're expecting to come along with the Chevette at number 4, and then we'll have Richie Healy, who's put up some very good performances this year both at Wexford and in the Donegal International. He will be worth watching. Not far behind him then is local man Frank O'Mahony, using his Escort on this occasion, back to the old car. And then we will have Winston Henry from the north of Ireland, followed by the man who did so well last year, a visitor from England, Ian Tilk, coming back to us again, and he is seated at number 8 and should be good. Then John Price, good old John, will be there with the R5 Turbo, and then Vincent Bonner, the man who won the Donegal International Rally. So the Uniroyal Cork 20 International Rally getting underway in a few minutes. It's going to be good stuff. Let's hope that the weather holds, and we'll bring you all the action. Number 1 seed and last year's winner, Demi Fitzgerald, took the lead on the first stage of the Uniroyal Cork 20 International Rally. Bertie Fisher was 4th on the first stage in the beautiful Opel Manta. Austin McHale with the NDT Chevette was 3rd. The similar Chevette of Brendan Fagan surprised everyone with 2nd place. Richie Healy from Malahide, who goes better and better on each rally, was 5th. While Frank O'Mahony was tuning himself back into the old Escort after several Chevette drives. Northern visitor Winston Henry was showing his usual style in 7th. And young Ian Tilk from England was feeling his way in 11th place. Donegal Rally winner Vincent Bonner was 6th. Sean Delaney settled down to 2 days rally. Bertie Fisher was not happy with the handling of the Manta and disconnected a roll bar at the first stage. Austin McHale held 3rd while suffering with flu. But Brendan Fagan was fit and well and 2nd. Richie Healy still holding 5th and holding station for the moment. Frank O'Mahony was wondering, would he finish this year? Dan Daly from Belfast was 9th in the wide Datsun. Cork resident and Dublin man David Gould is always good to watch, but he was destined not to finish the day. Sean Delaney in the Escort G3, and Keith Edwards from England. Ray Benskin was slowed by a puncture on the first stage, and Sean Hawkins was on 3 cylinders early on. Martin Grandin and the Fiat Ritmo wound up as usual. You look very exhausted, Winston. Has it been hard going?
Especially if the gear lever knob comes off and you end up with a blister in the centre of your hand, yes.
That's just what's happened, is it? Where did that... And that happened on the third stage?
That happened on the last stage, yeah, at the start.
Did you lose any time over that?
Not really, but it's uncomfortable and you're inclined to think about it a lot. Yeah.
How about the car generally? Is it okay?
So far, yes. The exhaust manifold cracked on the very first stage. Apart from that, okay.
Have you any idea of your position?
Not at this stage. Just looking forward to the finish.
But you're in the top 10 anyway.
Hopefully.
Good. Keep at it. Keep at it. Thanks, Vince.
Thanks very much.
Demi Fitzgerald still leading, but Fisher was closing. Austin McHale led for a short time after stage 2, but a manifold broke, dropping him back to 5th place. Fagan still near the front. Richie Healy fresh and raring to go. Frank O'Mahony enjoying his return to an escort. Winston Henry quickly adapted to rallying in the deep south. Ian Tilk, an expert on British forestry stages, enjoyed the hard stuff. Vincent Bonner was running in a new engine and improved as it loosened. Dan Daly as enthusiastic as ever. A.J. Keating was getting himself close to the top 10. Sam Hawkins and the smiling Sean Hanley motored on happily. Ray Benskin was making up time. And Ken Lyons was coming from nowhere. Glanmar's Martin Grandin was another to go well, followed by Frank Fennell. Brian Peer, Marketing Director of Smith's Wholesale, wearing your Uniroyal hat, and you've really come home, haven't you?
Indeed, yes. Unfortunately, I lost my Uniroyal hat on the way, but I don't mind that. The weather is nice, the atmosphere is tremendous, and we're delighted to be here representing both Smith's and Uniroyal.
This, of course, is the first time. What prompted your sponsorship of the rally?
Well, I'll be quite honest with you. We received a letter from Brian Curtin, the clerk of the course, and we said, well, perhaps this is something for us. And we went along and had negotiations, and this is what has resulted.
Well, you've seen some of the stages this morning, and we're just coming to the end of the third stage now. Is it too early to talk about next year?
Next year is a very definite, not even a possibility, maybe more a probability.
Good. Well, we look forward to that and enjoy the rest of the rally.
Thank you very much indeed, Robin.
Thanks, Brian. Demi, after 3 stages, we've been in nice, warm, dry weather here, but that car looks very muddy and dirty. Did you find all the mud you could in North Cork?
Absolutely. We found more mud than we ever saw in our lives before on the last stage. It was 17 miles long, and I would say 6 miles of absolute muck. 6 inches thick more, just a quagmire. Very hard to drive on.
Did you have the right tyres?
Well, I don't think any tyres are the right tyres on that, but we had intermediates. We're meeting some very dry, very loose under the trees, a complete mix from Gatham, so I think we can't be on a better tyre than we're on at the moment.
Good, fair enough. How about your overall position? Are you fairly happy about that you're in the lead still?
Well, we had the fastest on the first stage. That's as far as we're aware. That's not official now. We're not sure of the second stage. On the third stage, Bertie didn't come in on the half-minute behind us, so we don't know where he stands now. So I'd say it's very tight at the top at the moment.
It's going to be a close rally all the way through.
Pretty close, I'd say. We hope to be around there anywhere.
Keep that at Debbie, thanks.
Thank you.
And after 3 stages, how's it going for you?
Well, the first stage we were very slow on it. The second stage we were getting a bit quicker, and I think we were fairly quick on that stage now. I can't tell you exactly the time we had on it, but you know, we seem to be going a lot better now.
Where do you feel you are? Have you any idea? In the top 5?
Well, I would think maybe in the first 5, all right, you know. I wouldn't say any further up than that, because we went down nearly 40-50 seconds on the first stage, so, you know, it's hard to take that back, you know.
There's still a long, long way to go.
Oh, yeah, well, the engine of the car is just new now, and I'm just feeling my way with it, but it seems to be okay, so we'll be trying this time.
Good, keep at it. Thanks, Vince. Demi Fitzgerald was leading on the road, but Bertie Fisher and his co-driver, Austin Fraser, consolidated their lead. Richie Healy was now up to 3rd place. and Brendan Fagan was back to 4th. Frank O'Mahony cured steering problems at service and was 7th. Winston Henry, with his blister, was 6th. Austin McHale fighting his way to 2nd with another of his sensational drives through the field. Dan Daly dropping back slightly and out of the top 10. Sean Delaney going for class honours and a finish. Ray Benskin the Glenside Homes Escort. Ken Lyons from Limerick, truly sensational. Mike Dunyan with the Group A Manta. Bones O'Connor moves over. Followed in turn by that leading lady, Liz Montgomery. At the end of 6 stages, the top 10 positions were as follows. First, Bertie Fisher and Austin Fraser with their Opel Manta, leading by 18 seconds from Austin McHale and Christy Farrell in the Chevette. In 3rd place was Richie Healy with Vincent Meade in the Escort. 4th was Brendan Fagan with Ronan Morgan as his co-driver in their Chevette. In 5th position was Demi Fitzgerald and Leo White in the Chevette. And 6th was Frank O'Mahony with Horace Curtis in the Escort. 7th place was Ian Tilk with Steve Bond in another Escort, and Ken Lyons was a sensational 8th. In 9th position was Winston Henry with Ronan McNamee as his co-driver, and in 10th place was AJ Keating and Fergus Connolly. Winston Henry dropped back after problems on stage 6, and Richie Healy slipped to 4th with back axle trouble, while Demi Fitzgerald was another with back axle problems. At the end of the first day's 9 stages, A.J. Keating was 10th, with Vincent Bonner coming through in 9th position. Ken Lyons was a brilliant 8th, with Ian Tilt in 7th position. Frank O'Mahony was a cautious 6th, and Demi Fitzgerald was back in 5th position. Richie Healy had slipped to 4th, and Brendan Fagan was just into 3rd, while Austin McHale was closing for the lead in 2nd place. Bertie Fisher would have the honour of being the overnight leader of the Uniroyal Cork 20 Rally. Dan, it's been a very exhausting day for you, I think. You're looking about 10 years older than you were this morning.
I feel 20. It was a very, very tough going day. It's been a long day. It only has been 3 stages done 3 times, Robin. But they've been long, hard, grueling stages.
How is the car going, and how do you feel you're doing in class and so on?
The car's going fairly well, though it's geared a wee bit wrong. We're going to change the axle now, and it should give us a wee bit more top speed in the morning.
How much time have you here? Not very long, really, for an axle change.
30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes, but we're just checking that out now.
Good. Now he's going to decide which axle he wants. OK, we'll leave you to it, Dan. Thank you. Richie, at the end of day 1, you've had all sorts of problems. What have they been?
I have 3 stages ago, my limiter slip diff failed in my back axle.
So what's the situation? Well, you see them working on the car and putting in a new axle. Will that solve all the problems?
It should if I have enough time to do it.
Have you been able to hold on to 3rd place?
That I don't know yet. We haven't checked out our times, but I wasn't that slow, I don't think, with the axle gone.
You were talking about these flying GM cars in front of you. How do you think it's going to be tomorrow? It's a bit tighter. Will it suit the Escort better?
I hope so. At the moment I'm sandwiched between 4 GM cars.
So you've got a lot on your mind. Get back to work. Thanks, Richie.
Thank you, Robin.
Austin, the end of the first day. It's been quite a hectic day for you one way and another, hasn't it?
We had a bit of problems today on the 3rd stage. We dropped about nearly a minute to Bertie Fisher, but we pulled him back to, I think it was 13 seconds ahead of us going on to the last stage. And we took it handy enough in the last stage. I think we're someplace around 18 seconds behind him now.
About 18 seconds, you think, behind him?
Yeah, approximately 18. So he'll be running first in the morning, he'll be first on the road, so.
And who win tomorrow night?
Tell you that tomorrow night.
How do you feel? Are you feeling pretty confident? You must be.
Well, I'm fairly exhausted because I had an awful dust of flu last week and all during this week, so I'm fairly exhausted now at the moment, but we're fairly confident, yeah.
Is it going to be an early night tonight or a few pints to kill the germs?
A bottle of Putchin anywhere and a bottle of whiskey.
Fair enough. I hope it goes down well. Rest well. Thanks, Austin. OK, Bertie, having a well-deserved glass of milk, or a carton of milk rather, after 9 very hard stages, I think.
Yeah, they were. First time over them, you know, was taking that a bit easier and trying to learn as much about the roads as we could. They were also very slippy the first time over, but we've had a good run. The last 2 times over we get about, 2 seconds a mile quicker each time probably. So we've had a good enough run today.
How do you feel your cushion is between yourself and Austin now?
Oh, about 13, 15 seconds, something like that. We didn't get his time for the last stage there.
What will be your tactics for tomorrow?
Well, my tactics for this rally is to finish second, because if we finish second, it puts us in the lead of the Tarmac Championship. If we finish first, which we would like to, that's the bonus. But no, we're going to try and obviously stay in the lead. But we'll have to think about finishing too, because we've had 2 non-finishes in the championship, and I think we need to finish this one.
So it's going to be sort of fairly careful tomorrow anyway, but not too careful.
Oh, well, we'll be fairly careful, but try and be fairly quick as well.
Good luck tomorrow, Bertie. Have a good rest. While Saturday's weather had been mild and kind, the drivers were caught out by bad rain when they arrived at the first stage on Sunday. Most of the cars were on slick tyres, and the clerk of the course, Brian Curtin, took the wise decision to cancel the stage because it had been too dangerous. The second stage was run successfully, however, and Austin McHale cut Bertie Fisher's lead to 19 seconds. Richie Healy regained third place. The next item on the agenda was service at a very unusual place. Well, the Uniroyal Cork 20 rally has come up with a very interesting way of handling service on the Sunday morning, and in fact there will be 3 services here today. The interesting thing about it is that they're using the Noel C. Duggan Equestrian Centre here in Mill Street that's usually used for show jumping. It couldn't be better for today because the weather is absolutely appalling outside, and this quite amazing place, really fine setup here, is being used to full advantage. I haven't seen anything like it before for a service area, and it's really working out very well, and everybody's enjoying the cover and comfort of this extraordinary and magnificent building. Brendan, you just told me you're not awake yet, but you're still going well in the rally after one stage, aren't you?
Well, we had a slow time in that. I was a little bit apprehensive about the wet. I think we're still third.
How about tyres? Is this going to be a problem for you today?
It's not, no. We've enough of every tyre to try and decide what tyre to go on.
And have you made that decision yet?
I have, yeah. We're going to stay in where we are now.
You're staying where you were. Okay, we'll keep at it anyway. It's nice to be third in the Cork 20, isn't it?
It's not too bad. I just want to stay there now, and I don't think I can catch anyone in front of me. Just keep the fellas behind me at bay.
And go for a good finish. Keep going anyway.
Thanks.
Mike, leading Group A, I think, is that right?
By about 10 minutes, Robin, I think, yes.
As much as that?
Yeah, we're having a very good run. No particular problems to report at this point in time, so I hope it stays going that way.
Good, that's the right way. Then you must be pleased with the car because you've had quite a bit of problems with it on the previous couple of occasions you've been out.
That's correct, yes. We're not under as much pressure this weekend, of course, so we're able to afford to take it easy on the gearbox, and so far it's been acting up great.
Good, that's the right way. Keep at it anyway.
Thanks, Robin.
Well, terrible conditions greeting us on Sunday morning, and thank goodness we're in Noel C. Duggan's Equestrian Centre here. And Frank, here in Mill Street, how have things been for you this morning? First stage cancelled, I believe.
Yeah, first stage cancelled. Second stage was very wet, but I think it was just we were all on the wets at that stage after this first service, and it was wet, a lot of water on the road. The stage was nice apart from that, so we just had a nice steady run through it, and we had no problems.
Good, so you think you just might get to the finish of the Cork 20 this year? Are you afraid to say anything?
Well, we won't say anything until the finish.
Okay, keep at it anyway. Thanks, Frank. Well, Sam, you say you've nothing good to say to me. Is it that bad this morning?
I know we were caught unawares with the rain. We had wets on the front, all right, but we had baldy ones on the back. And it would seem we've dropped a lot of time.
No damage done, though?
Oh, no damage done, no, but we lost time.
But however, you're still in there. That's the important thing.
We're in there, fourth in the class. There are a few times to be disputed, but whether they will work out to our favour or not is another thing.
You're just going to keep at it anyway?
Oh, we'll plug away for the day, of course, and see what happens at the end of the day.
Okay, fine. Thanks, Sammy. Keep at it. Right. Here we are. On the stage immediately after service, the top leaderboard changed dramatically when Bertie Fisher went off the road, badly damaging the Manta. Another leading retirement was that of Brendan Fagan. Frank O'Mahony now found himself in a comfortable fourth place. Would he beat the Cork 20 at last? Ian Tilk was going well, but not for long. Vincent Bonner was back in contention in 8th place. Austin McHale and his co-driver Christy Farrell were the new rally leaders by over a minute. And Dan Daly was in 11th place. New third place man Demi Fitzgerald copes with appalling conditions. And Richie Healy is beginning to think of Tarmac Championship points. Austin McHale eases slightly, but he has the lead and the best international lead he's ever had. Frank O'Mahony, cautious but determined to finish. Vincent Bonner going well here, but he would soon join the retirement list. Sadly, Dan Daly would also go out of the rally. Ken Lyons still flying and moving up to 5th. Keith Edwards, aggressive as always. Sean Delaney's Escort goes steadily and reliably on. Frank Fennell leading his class and moving up the leaderboard. Mike Dunnion going on to a well-deserved Group A victory. Sam Hawkins as reliable as ever. Martin Grandin adapting to the weather and going well. Winston Henry lost a lot of time with the puncture. Some people have their problems. But Pat Murphy gets going well. Peter Rushfoot must have had too much water in it. However, the marshals take control for the moment. Well, what about a push, lads? Don't worry, Peter's all right. Liz, leading lady driver, but you're doing very well overall. I think you must be pleased.
Yes, we are. We came to Cork hoping to get even 4th in the ladies to pick up points for the championship, but we weren't expecting to be leading it. We're very pleased. Yeah.
Well, I think you're going to wrap up the ladies' championship, or have you already done that?
Well, if we had scored 2 or 3 points on this rally, we would have made certain sure of it. And if we win it, then there'll be no doubt about it.
Good. So it could be plenty of celebrations then for the Montgomerys tonight.
I hope so. We're also doing well in the class, in the Group A, Class 4. We're lying second at the minute, but we're not going to push for that. We'll just see how the day goes.
Just keep going for the championship. Very sensible. Thanks, Liz. With 3 stages to go, the leaderboard read as follows. In the lead, Austin McHale with Christy Farrell in the Chevette. And in second place, Richie Healy and Vincent Mead. Third, Demi Fitzgerald and Leo White in their Chevette. Fourth place, Frank O'Mahony and Horace Curtis with the Escort. In fifth place, Ken Lyons and Sean Walsh with their Escort. Sixth, Frank Fennell and Tom Callanan with the Sunbeam, a really fine drive that. And in 7th place, Sam Hawkins and Sean Handley with their Escort. In 8th place was Mike Dunnion, who was leading Group A. 9th place was John Delaney with Michael Delaney in the Escort. And in 10th place, Winston Henry and Ronan McNamee. Drivers who joined Bertie Fisher and Brendan Fagan on the sidelines were Ian Tilk, Vincent Bonner, Dan Daly and A.J. Keating, who had been a very good 10th, but the electrics on his Escort gave in to the rain between stages. Ray Benskin rolled his car on stage 13, but both he and his co-driver Ollie Walsh were undamaged.
Austin McHale, we've one stage to go. You're in line for your first international win. How does it feel?
I hope we get through the last stage. We've had a bit of problem so far today. We got punctured 2 stages out and dropped about 50 seconds to a minute to Richie Healy, which is lying second at the moment. So we've been taking it handy enough all day since Bertie Fisher went out. So we'll take it even handier now on the last stage. We're still something over a minute up on Richie.
Richie, going into the last stage of the Uniroyal Cork 20 rally, you are now 49 seconds, I think it is, behind Austin. Is it just a puncture between you and victory, do you think?
Well, this is it, but I don't think Austin would deserve a puncture, to be quite honest with you.
No, certainly would not. But on the other hand, how do you think it is? Are you quite happy to be in second place?
I am indeed, yeah. Well, I'm very happy with the result if I finish second.
Good. Okay, keep at it and finish up. Thanks very much. Frank, 1 stage to go, and yesterday I think you were rather depressed at how far down you were, but it's nice to be where you are now.
Yeah, well, we're very satisfied now. We're fourth. All we were aiming for was a finish. A few fellas dropped out today and brought us up along the line, so we'll just keep your fingers crossed now that we get through the last stage.
So there's only 1 stage left between your first finish after 14 years, is that it?
That's right, and I'm pretty nervous now going to the last stage, as nervous as I ever was.
Well, we'll all keep fingers and thumbs crossed for you. Good luck anyway, and we'll see you back in the hotel, no doubt, with the finish, I hope.
Hopefully. Okay, Robin, thank you.
Thanks, Frank. Martin, are you in any better humour now?
Yeah, well, yeah, just the weather is kind of studious today, you know, but the big pools of water, then just sacred planning in after the front wheel drive just pulled you in, you know. So other than that, we'll have to come up a good few places now on last night. Our puncher yesterday really put us back coming out this morning.
How about the class situation?
Well, Frank Fennell is still leading the class. Well, he's in 6th overall, and you can imagine he's a good pilot, you know.
It's only a few more miles now to the finish, innit?
Oh, will it ever end?
Okay, Martin, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
On the very last stage, Austin McHale throws the Chevette around, reflecting his joy in winning his first international rally. Former Irish champion racing driver Richie Healy is sportingly proud to be second to a great driver. Frank O'Mahony breaks the Cork 20 bogey at last. Sam Hawkins sets off happily for home. Mike Dunnion and Davy Stone, who rally and work together, took the Group A title. The Uniroyal Cork 20 International Rally was very tough going for the cars and exhausting for the crews. It was a rally that was in doubt for some time, but it turned out to be a great success. Cork Video Systems would like to thank the Munster Motorcycle and Car Club for their help in making this film. Let's now look at the top 8 finishers. In 8th position, Winston Henry and Ronan McNamee with their escort. In 7th position, Sam Hawkins and Sean Handy, also in an escort. In 6th place, Frank Fennell and Tom Callanan in the Sunbeam. In 5th place, Ken Lyons and Sean Walsh. In 4th place, Frank O'Mahony with Horace Curtis in the Coaster escort. Last year's winner and 3rd for 1983, Demi Fitzgerald and Leo White with the Chevette. In 2nd place, Richie Healy and Vincent Mead with the escort, and the winner of the Uniroyal Cork 20 International Rally for 1983, Austin McHale and Christy Farrell in the UDT Chevette.